What was your overall sense of his performance?
I thought he was tired, a bit like the American team. He was jaded. I think he didn't come in the same vibrancy. I thought there was a little bit of a hangover from his performance on the last round of the FedEx last week. You know, when he played with Tiger in the last round and it went badly for him and he had a poor day. I think he came in on a little bit of a low on the back of that, and he nearly got going. Sergio dragged him up on the second day and he nearly got going, and then he kind of flatlined a little bit again. I thought he played decent today. He didn't play great. He was up against, this guy, watch this guy, Justin Thomas. He is a superb competitor. Not just is he a brilliant ball striker and a big hitter and all that, he has got a heart of a lion. Watch this guy go forward in the game.
He's chipping in and everything.
He's competitive. You know, when I talk about competitive instincts, I can sense it, I can watch it. I'm looking for the moments. I'm looking for moments, big moments, and if they can do it. And there was none bigger moment leading the team out when the Ryder Cup was a little bit rocky from a European perspective and looking good for an American. This guy had to win his game. He had the honour on 17. McIlroy made an unbelievable up and down on 17. This guy stood up on the 18th and he took out driver. And I said to the guys, I was watching it in the green room, and I said, this is not the play. There's nowhere to go with driver for a guy at this distance. And he hit it down a sliver of fairway and said, okay, now let's see what you got, Rory. That's what forced the issue. When I talk about match play moments, that forced the issue on Rory. That put a massive amount of pressure on Rory. And Rory made the right call. 3-wood was the right call for him. It wasn't to follow him up with the same drive. It was a 3-wood. But, you know, the pressure was huge at that moment. And a leak to the right, plug lie, and game over.
Cruel and unfair as it is, one of the lasting images of McIlroy from this Ryder Cup will be him turning to the crowd and saying, I can putt. Heat of the moment, he might regret doing that. I mean, the putter was a bit of an issue today. We just thought it was noticeable. If someone had shouted at Rory McIlroy in the crowd, you can't drive the ball, he wouldn't have even risen to it. But it's clearly
the crowd would have been laughed out of the place.
Well, yeah, but it's clearly a sore point. It clearly was something that really got his back up, and, you know, funny enough, it kind of distracted him almost yesterday. But in broad terms, what's he going to do in the off-season now, Paul, do you think, with his game?
Well, that's with Rory. His putting stats have been actually pretty good. He's pretty good. I mean, you look at his stats, and I've trawled through all of these stats. I do them all the time, particularly for this Ryder Cup for all the 12 players on the European team. His putting stats are actually really good compared to where they've been in previous years. He holds some good putts. There's not a whole lot wrong with his putting. What Rory has lost compared to what he had before, I call it pointy elbows, is that competitive edge that he's had earlier in his career. It's not quite the same. The other guys have raised the bar, they're putting it up to him. Guys like Justin Thomas, we just saw it on the 18th hole there. You know, he hit the drive as long as Rory McIlroy would do. Rory used to dominate guys and intimidate them with his driving. So the other guys have raised the bar, and that's made things difficult for Rory. He hasn't got his head around that yet, and he hasn't, you know, and I keep saying, you know, those pointy elbows, that's what he had. He has that instinct in him. It's lying dormant at the moment. It's hard to say it's lying dormant because look at the year he's had. I mean, there's only probably 2 or 3 guys in the whole of golf who've created more world ranking points than Rory McIlroy this year. His level of consistency is probably better than it's ever been. He's just not winning as much as he often did.
Kill him with our expectations, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of that goes around him with the expectations. There's no doubt about that. And playing number 1 today, he had a massive amount of pressure on him. A lot of expectation on him playing out in that number 1 position.